I'm Criag, and join me on my adventures with Criag's cryptocurrency as we cover the blockchain, Web3, NFT, and cryptocurrency technologies. Interviewing the best in the industry, giving tips and tricks, and also sharing with you projects that I'm most excited about. You're watching Criag's Crypto Corner, the best in Web3, blockchain, NFT, and cryptocurrency technologies. It's a great day for me when I get to connect directly with the project owners of whose NFT I personally hold, with over 6.3 thousand Spoiled Banana Societies being sold and 81.4 ETH of traded volume on OpenSea. My guests, Richard Vagner, who won a Grammy for Best Reggae Album. Vagner produced and played instruments for the group Soulja. Boris, his brother, is in the social community manager on Discord for Bored Ape Yacht and Yuga Labs. Doesn't get more powerful than that, ladies and gentlemen. Two Bored Ape Yacht owners who created their own society, Spoiled Banana Society. Please welcome my guests, Richard Vagner and Boris Vagner, to Criag's Crypto Corner. How are you gentlemen doing?
Hey, thanks for having us. I just want to start off by saying that intro has inspired me. We do a show as well. That intro is so dope. I think we got to revamp our intro. I just love it so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And, I describe Spoiled Banana Society currently as fantasy football meets digital assets with in-game play to win prizes. The giveaway last year was a Bored Ape, a Mutant Ape. I mean, insane. And Ethereum to the runner-ups. And let me not throw in a free trip to the Super Bowl. So, each NFT in this 10K collection represents a team that you are purchasing, 100 of whose teams are gold cards. And let me say, gentlemen, Boris, before you came on, I was telling Richard, I had one of those gold cards and I liquidated so I'd have, obviously more capital to get involved. And I kind of felt bad about it. And Richard said, wait a minute, you should never feel bad for taking profits. And by the way, those secondary sales support next year's prize pool. So don't be upset by that. And so here's my question for both of you, and I'll let's throw this at Richard. What did you learn from your launch last November that you are bringing into 2022?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And again, congratulations on getting the gold card. What an awesome thing to admit. But we learned a lot, just so much. I would say the number one thing we learned was that, to go into what you were saying, the secondary sales are amazing, but to continue the level that we're trying to continue, giving away Bored Apes, mutants, so much ETH every single year, we're probably going to need some other things to supplement it. And so we've learned, and we have a lot of exciting things that we're going to be bringing on to this next year to even spice up the league even more and just continue to be able to give those kind of prize pools.
All right, I love it. And so, Boris, let me throw this over at you. The project roadmap for this year, 2022, give me just maybe two quick things that you're looking to differentiate from your launch season of 2021.
We can't say so much. I mean, the one thing we're very excited. I mean, I think, we can try to throw in there is that there will be other sports.
Yes, I know. We're gonna get to that one. And I totally understand. My job for you guys is just to push that envelope because you guys have such a great project with massive utility that is already delivered. So let me reformulate it this way. When you launched and you did your roadmap, do you think that you checked most of the boxes in 2021 and then coming to this year, it gives you that confidence for the next football season?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, there's still a couple of things we need to do. In doing so, we'd have to sell out.
Yes.
But, I think we're excited for the community. I think we've been super transparent, honest with every single step. And I think that's what a lot of these communities, I know I'm not here to bash, but in the NFT communities, people can just take their money and leave. But I feel like for us, as much as, sometimes it hasn't been beautiful, but we're just super transparent, super honest. And I'm just literally, we're all 7 of us right now are just so excited to share what we have going on. And we just really can't. But it's coming soon. A lot of news is coming soon. So
I think that was the exciting thing because you manage, the community on Discord for Bored Ape and Yuga Labs. And we did a whole thing on Ape Token, which I know will probably be integrated in some form or fashion into the Spoiled Banana Society. You know, what is one of the best ways, right? Because we have some newbies, some intermediates, and then we'll have some alphas that will tune in, go and have a great interview. And that I love hearing from alphas. I never expect to tell an alpha something they don't know unless there was something that was told to me otherwise. But, you know, what is the best way when we talk about metadata? You have old metadata and then you have new metadata. And so you just said that there's still where people can still go onto the Spoiled Banana website. And of course, we'll put all the links in. Do you find it best for people to go onto your platform and purchase the team directly versus OpenSea? That's my thought.
Yeah, I think, minting definitely helps us the most in terms of getting the prize pool, bigger and bigger. I think first, secondaries is great for a lot of projects, but for us, where we're trying to dump all the secondaries back into the prize pool, we're going to need 20 million in the secondary, like 50 million to be able to do what we're trying to do, which is just, we'd much rather have people mint so that, we have a bigger prize pool for next year and the years moving forward.
And I think it's also the interesting thing that it was inspired by you guys, by both brothers. And what you did is culminate more Bored Apes and Bored Ape Yacht interest. So you have Bored Apes that are out there that own Spoiled Banana Society, but are not directly interconnected from an ownership standpoint. So I feel like Bored Apes and Mutant Apes and Yuga always will move the needle. And so I think there are great projects. The things that always concern me, gentlemen, and I'm curious, and let me throw this to you, Boris. You know, we talk about floor sweeping. So for those that don't know what floor sweeping is say, for instance, you're right under 2 Ethereum on a project and someone comes in and sweeps the floor. Now you're 2 Ethereum and above. What are your thoughts, Boris, when you see floors being swept? Do you say that's short-term gratification, with gains if you know when to sell? I always say pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. What are your thoughts on floor sweep? Is that a short-term benefit? Obviously, it's a financial play. Or do you see it as something that has long-term value for a project?
I mean, I believe like it varies and depends, right? Like I would never go out and be like, let's, go sweep the floor just to make an extra buck. I would do it like, listen, if you really love the project and want the project to grow, then yeah, like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But just to go, like floor, like there's so much going on where like, oh my God, the floor is so low. Like we need to make money. We need to make money. Like if you're there to make like the short-term money, then yeah, then the project's utility, the project's long-term, like it won't sustain itself, So I think it definitely matters. And it varies project to project. But for us, like, hey, listen, if you don't want to sweep the floor, that's okay. You want to sweep the floor, that's okay. But if you're here for the right reasons, then and that's what the project's about. So,
and I think the utility of plugin, which we'll talk about on the website, when you can put your NFT on there and you can put your players, your team in play to have a chance to play in and win the prize pool. From a store value standpoint, this NFT collection has a seasonality advantage for it, right? For someone who's looking to get the potential of a long-term gain without the paper hands approach. How do you see the sales, forecasting for 2022? When do you think, from your end, when you look at right now, we're in April, who knows when someone will watch this video, but do you see that sales will ramp up in the months before football season with this particular collection? Because I know that Spoiled Banana Society isn't relegated just to football. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that 100%. Like our first collection is, football specific, so I definitely do see it, hopefully selling out right before the season starts, especially with the new things that we have coming that will help it sell out. I definitely see it hugely ramping up as opposed to the off season right now where nothing's really happening. When the draft starts happening, when more trades. And the off season happens, preseason. I definitely think as we start promoting more, I definitely see uptick in sales happening.
Got it. And I think that's another thing that we speak to. I believe this is a blue chip project, and that's at least my feeling on it. And by the way, this is not financial advice.
That means
But I do for a lot of reasons, because you executed, from the highest level, and the drop was really, or the mint, not the drop, the mint was really smooth last year to get involved in the project. It's active on Discord. I see what you guys are doing on Twitter. I engage with both of your platforms throughout this weekend because I wanted to learn more about you individually, as a new dad, as someone who just won a Grammy. These are all amazing things, but you guys are really, this is something that you are passionate about for the long run. And so that's the mindset that I want around these projects that I believe in, because again, there are enough people selling, the reason named Craig's Crypto Corner is there's a scam and an opportunity long-term at every corner. And so you have to be very careful. And maybe we'll talk about some Discord do's and don'ts and some alpha advice from you on how people can play a little more safely in this space. So, Insight, what special things do you have in store for the third and fourth quarter? And I think you guys alluded to that, again, we're looking to see where the prize pool ends, how people will purchase into this project. So let's dive into social currency. We talked a little bit about it, but what is social currency in the way of Twitter and Discord primarily? What does that mean to you guys?
That's a really good question. I remember me and Boris having this conversation like last year where I was like, dude, social currency, way more valuable than real money. And yeah, I definitely think that's true. I think your word and your brand and your image is, can take you very far. And, we see a lot of people come into the NFT space, influencers, that just come in and completely ruin it, and kind of mess up their whole future. In the space for a short-term play. So I definitely think social currency is much more valuable than, money in a sense. Like, of course you have to survive and you have to pay rent and get food, but in crypto.
I completely get it. And I believe that the health of any digital asset, right, which it is, and the secondary sales, that feeds the NFTs growth, and it also feeds the things you say you'll do for the community long run, which is the prize pool and all the cool things that are coming along. So I mean, what I'm hoping is that as you guys are doing these things, I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the shout outs, because this is one of those projects when you look at two brothers that band together and believe in what they're doing, and they're speaking to the highest levels of alpha in this space. Those are the things that I took notice to. And one of your good friends, and within the project, we call him S Rose. He has said many of times, everything is about utility. It's about being a man of your word or a woman of your word and having that social currency. And it's one of the things that he and I always speak to. We're diversified in a couple other projects and within one of our wallets. And I'm very grateful to have ownership with him. What do you think it is that people don't understand about NFT projects, the misunderstood, even with people who hop in, have a MetaMask, have a digital asset, but don't understand how NFTs or even cryptos move in general?
I mean, I think one of the biggest, misconceptions is that everything is going to be like a Bored Ape Yacht Club, NFT, where like you buy it and come on, man, I'm supposed to make $1 million. Like what is going on? As opposed to just like being part of the community, being part of like it's so cool, right? Like when you own a stock, you're not really like part of that stock. Like you're like, okay, I hope it goes up. But here, like you're in it, in the community, helping it grow, being part of like the day-to-day chat, or talking hopefully if it's a good community, talking to the founders, giving them some of your thoughts. Like you're like really part of the integration of it, right? Like I think that's what's special, as opposed to just thinking like, oh my God, how do I make $1 million? Like most projects aren't going to be Bored Ape Yacht Club, but that doesn't mean like you can't potentially make good connections, get good networking tools, make decent money off of it, and just like create bonds and friendships forever. So like, I just think it's like a mindset going into it, that hurts people sometimes, as opposed to just enjoying the ride.
I think that's the other thing, is right, because money does play with our emotions. And so I was wondering the psychology behind watching something that I know you guys bought Bored Ape about a week and a half after, something like that, shortly after. It's like a month. Okay. But at that point, that Bored Ape was still worth quite a bit more money than its $200 mint price. And how you psychologically hold on to something that you believe in because the community on Discord and Twitter support what's going on, and all these major players that go, this is a blue chip early on. You're like, we're going to ride this. And then to be granted or gifted that those ape tokens was pretty tremendous. How do you think that people can safely interact on Discord? One of the things I say is turn off your IMs. What are your thoughts on how people can play safely in that space?
I'll let the Discord manager.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the first, just turn off your DMs. Like, there's really no need for it. Like, you can like, if you.
But how would I get your cute baby pics then?
If you you can get, if you really connect with someone, you can get you can friend request each other, really still talk to each other. But by turning DMs, I mean, that helps like 90% of things, in my opinion. And then just don't click links. Like, I would say, don't trust anybody. Like, that's another thing. Like as much as, like, in my opinion, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, like, I think they're one of the more kinder, like, NFT communities out there. But still, they even understand, like, just unless you like interact with someone very, 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 very long, like, just like, if they're coming at you like right away with links and give me this and give me that, like, just, you can't, don't trust it. Don't give your your seed phrase out. Don't give don't do video times with someone, because just always think the worst, but don't think of it as like, oh, like you're hurting their feelings. I mean, at the end of the day, like, most people are just trying to come at you to take. So, like, it's the Wild West right now. As scary as it is, as crazy as it is, like, it's like back in the day with the gold, with gold. It's like that with the NFT space. So definitely be wary, but know that the NFT space still is a beautiful, amazing thing that's just ever growing. So yeah,
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about some of the other sports areas that you might want to get Spoiled Banana Society into. If you can give us any of that, I got to at least ask it.
No,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, our next one is basketball. That's I think the super exciting one for everyone in America. A huge sport here. The Lakers. I'm sorry, Boris, huge Lakers fan. They didn't make the playoffs, so we got to give them something this year. To look forward to.
Absolutely, with those sleepless nights, he's gonna need something.
Definitely. I mean, personally, like, we want to get into it. The thing is, like, this is our passion. Like, me and my brother, we've loved sports. Everybody part of this project is obsessed with sports since we were toddlers. So I mean, like, we want to get every sport in there. The thing is, like, we want to be transparent. It is like the legal aspect, right? So, like, we can't really do international yet. We can only like run things, fantasy sports, in America and Canada. And that's just legal aspects. Like, they're like, dude, come on, this is decentralization, this is NFT. But when you're running big fantasy sport things, like, we want to do things as legal as possible because we want to be here for the long term. And so
you get cut short,
yeah, you want to cut short, and there's no point for us. Like, for us, we're not, clearly, by us giving so much money back in the prize pools, that for us isn't about like short-term gratification. It's about, how do we create a business that's there for forever.
I think that's one of the reasons you guys check a lot of boxes, is that to be able to connect with you guys, you're doxed. That's huge. I like the artwork of the cards and what you're doing, and it will allow you to improve and continue to evolve in 2022. Also, you're more focused on the prize pool and the value for the community members than you are of what the direct gain is for yourself. Like, obviously, selfishly, we all want to make money. We all want to gain. But I feel like what happened with Bored Apes is great, but everybody's thinking about it in NFTs and cryptos as the next Shiba, the next Bored Ape. And what I'm saying is, you need to think 2 to 5 years down the run of what are the digital assets which really solidify part of your portfolio, not all of it. I have a good buddy of mine, and he's is leveraged out on credit cards. And I'm like, you're swinging from a vine that you shouldn't play on. And eventually that branch is going to clip. So he's moving from one card to the next. And I'm like, why? I'll never over leverage it. I'm going to see a project. And that's my next question for you guys. I see projects every day like you. Oh my gosh, I should get into this. Oh my God, I should mint. The first thing I'm thinking is, do I have the liquidity? A. B, is that site? I never want to be the first person to click or hit on to the website. I want to make sure every other people have jumped into that pool before I connect my wallet. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you guys about is Collabland and hooking your wallet. I'm not a big fan of hooking up to Collabland, so I wait for some of my alphas to send me links that they've played on or that I have verified, because I never want my wallet to be the first.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts?
So I'd speak in the sense of, other than I'll get into Collabland, but like definitely when there's a new project out, it's very, very, very scary. Most links are just even if it's on their website, it's super scary. That's why they say, like, have multiple wallets, have a wallet just for like minting, because like it happens every single day where all of your NFTs get stolen, all of your money gets stolen because you click the link that's like, they were there to scam you. So that's very scary. I do like the idea of, like, maybe waiting for other people to do it. But, if a project is good and you wait, bam, it's sold out. But then you're like, okay, like if you really believe in it, okay, maybe I'll buy it for a little more, but I'm gonna be wise about, about not getting at least scammed. But, I would have multiple wallets for that. For Collabland, I would say that the new version of Collabland, where there's no DMs, where you click a link and do that, like, I would say there's no issue with that at all. I know it's a little scary with everything going on. I get it, but we continuously say there's really nothing scary because of the DMs. Like, before, Collabland was a thing where people get DMs, and that was scary because at the moment that you got that DM, you can get a fake DM coming at you. So that was very scary. But now, thankfully, there's no DMs. So I would definitely do it. But if you don't have to do it, if you don't want to do it, totally get it as well.
Well,
there's two ways. Oh, go ahead, Richard.
I was just kidding. I would do it in of course, servers that are safe. I wouldn't go to like random server in Collabland. Definitely not.
So each project, whatever project it is, when you go in, you make sure, like, obviously it's the verification. One of the things that S. Rose said to me, which was really important, is if you have something in the middle of your screen, it says connect here, not good. There's a verification button on the left side. And if you create that action, that's the best way to go about it. But I like to know that other people have done that. For me personally, I'm not a fan of connecting my wallet. Like, if I can hop in a Discord and just have general chat, that's great. But I like to make sure that wallets are protected. Talk to me about, how do you balance out what you're sending to Ledger versus what you're keeping in, like, your active wallet? Just advice that is beginner and intermediate.
Yeah, I would say all your high value, assets sent to your ledger. Pretty much everything. I would send everything to your ledger. Of course, if you have like cheaper stuff that you don't care about, you could. I mean, you're saying you don't care about it, so if you lose it, you lose it. But definitely, like, anything you would be heartbroken if you lost. 100% send to your ledger. That's the most safest way, to stay safe out here. And you can even make like 2 wallets on your ledger, and use one wallet to interact, and the wallet that has, all your NFTs to keep it stored there.
Got it. So that it just a technical question, even from my end, right? So I say every day we're always learning. It's not financial advice, always learning, and I'm always coming humbled in this space. So when someone creates an additional wallet within their MetaMask wallet, just using Meta as specific, it has the same seed phrase. If one wallet or the active wallet is compromised, is that other wallet in regards somewhat safer? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they can access your other wallet if you connect.
Yeah, if you have the
Yeah,
same,
yeah.
you can have the same seed phrase for many.
Because if you're connecting to a site, they're not getting your seed phrase, But if you type in your seed phrase, I mean, yeah, you're done.
Wait, I just did that last night. I typed in my wait. Shoot, I guess my money's gonna be gone.
Oh man.
Just kidding. I would never. That was good. I got you guys. Never. Actually, one of our buddies did that, and it's very interesting to watch how people will do the most foolish of things. No disrespect to that individual, will do the most foolish of things to because they thought they were communicating directly with MetaMask. And they weren't. They were communicating with a scammer, and he put his seed phrase in, and then he calls my other buddy, who's much more experienced than myself with protocol, especially when it comes to security, and everything was gone. And I literally went to talk to my buddy, and he was like literally in tears, and I felt so horrible for him. And selfishly for me at that moment, it was a very good lesson saying, Craig, be careful, be very careful, because your money could go like that. Um, Richard, I wanted to talk to you, not just about the Grammy that you won, and obviously your talent with music. A good friend of mine, his name is Gil Harrell. He's a professor at one of the Connecticut State Colleges, and I mentioned to him today that I was going to be speaking. He just made tenure, so congratulations to him.
Hey,
Uh,
congratulations.
yeah, and but he was saying to me that I said, I'm going to be having these two amazing brothers on, and when I mentioned your name, he goes, "Wait, you're going to have Richard on?" I was like, "I am." So he is as a fan, as well as Boris.
Wow.
Before you hopped on, I was telling him about my son just loving the music, so I was playing it throughout the house this weekend, and he was just, it's great to watch my son get involved in different genres of music, and then to watch my daughter also enjoying that as well. So when he dances, she dances, like whatever one does, the other does. It's kind of fun when you have two kids. They can actually entertain each other. It's a little easier with two, quite frankly. Not just throwing it out there, Boris.
No,
Um,
we definitely know.
it's great. I wouldn't miss those sleepless nights for anything. At least I say that now while I'm wide awake. So, Richard, talk to me about. We've covered a lot on spoiled banana society. In wrapping that up, is there anything that you think our viewers will want to know about this project in 2022 that we might not have covered?
That's a really good question. I think, as you were saying before on the roadmap, bridging in the music thing, that we still got a concert planned. We're just waiting to do like a really sick one in the metaverse. So if we're gonna do it, let's go all out and do it. So that's exciting. I think the biggest thing, that like you were saying, like it's a passion project of all of us. So that's like the most amazing thing, that we're not pressured to like, oh, we need to make money off of this now. We're like you're saying, we're thinking 2 to 5 years in the future. How can we, have this going for forever practically? So I think that there's like a lot of cool utility that we're going to be adding on. I wish I could say it all. There's just so
I
much.
know. I have a feeling we threw it in this episode. I kind of threw it out there lightly. So we'll be curious to see if people watch the full ep to kind of catch up on what that utility could represent. But I have a feeling that I'm just throwing it out there. You didn't say it. I'm thinking there's going to be some type of staking mechanism. That's my thought. I'm just throwing it out there. I could be wrong. And if I am, I'm okay with that. So Richard, one thing that I do want to cover with both of you guys is that you also do have another NFT collection as it relates to your music, and that has utility as far as concerts are concerned, and it's available on Rarible. Richard, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, 100%. So when after we got into the NFT space, Bored Ape Yacht Club was our first NFT, and we spent like 4 or 5 months, getting to know other artists and getting to know other creatives. We were like, oh, okay, well, I'm a musician. I think we should probably, music NFT is definitely a huge buzzword on Twitter. We should probably do something around music NFTs. So I partnered up with Landvault, which is an awesome gaming studio, I guess. Well, they acquire land and then build all sorts of things upon that land. Like they got land in Sandbox. So we partnered up with them and released an NFT album, which also comes with utility to a game, which is going to be coming out whenever Sandbox comes out. So probably 2040. I'm just kidding. But, utility was our number one thing. I think that's the biggest thing, in the NFT space. I see a lot of musicians coming in, just releasing music with the cover art as an NFT, which is cool and everything. But I think you can go so much more deeper into it if you're going to do it. And, it fascinates me. I've learned so much from that. And like, it just fascinates me where it's going to go and what it's going to become, what kind of music NFT utility we're going to see, because it's just starting, and like it's just crazy what you can achieve.
I love it. I am so honored, excited to see what this year has in store for both of you gentlemen, these fine gentlemen, and also what Spoiled Banana Society is going to do this year, also with the potential launch or the future launch of your basketball collection, the genesis of the original collection from last year, which I am a holder of and will probably get more at some point in the near future. Gentlemen, it's been an honor to have you both on today.
Thank you so much. I want to add one thing. So you know, because I just felt bad if you don't know it, just because I can answer this. We can't really stake. The reason why we can't stake is that if we're gonna utilize like ApeCoin and all that stuff, you can't really like stake another coin within like. But the one thing we do want to do, this isn't gonna happen now, but it is something that we really want to do in the future, is to potentially create our own token, create our own coin. That could be something in the future, roadmaps, and then staking would happen,
Could be a
hopefully.
possibility.
And that's
I truly believe that your project is a very big future blue chip. I think all the FOMO and the people that are just coming in for money plays, that's not my play. If I can get liquidity to diversify into different projects, I will. But I feel like you guys are in this for the long run on everything that I've seen. So yeah, I get it, right? I said I might guess wrong. And so I'm good with that, right? Because I'm going to get more wrong, but it's great to be able to have guests like yourself on to at least understand where things are going, and that how many people know that this, that the basketball collection is going to be coming, which is the second part to SBS, which is phenomenal. And you guys did a really great job last year. I was just from the insight of just someone saying, hey, I got alpha on, here's what's going on. And then I started to learn and read about the project on Twitter and Discord. And I just think it's one of the best projects out there, is my personal opinion.
Means a lot to us. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for just being super, just honest and awesome and kind, man. So
yeah, thank you so much. Definitely one of my favorite
please,
interviews.
That's awesome. I love that, Richard and Boris. I really do. I appreciate that, Richard. The one thing that I'd love you guys to do after our episode, we're done now, but one of the things I'd love for you guys to do after is just shoot us an email with any links that we can put in. And when the videos, my whole studio can hear, is when the videos are ready to launch, you guys will be tagged in. Please feel free to share it. My growth, or my why in this space, is to have great interviews, to build a community, to build credibility around projects. So I'm not bringing on just like you guys, which are, high level, but I'm also bringing people that are newer into the space with a project that has IRL attached to it. So this morning we interviewed Adrian Smith. She's a professional elite females football player. She plays for the Boston Renegades, and she has her NFT Queendom NFT collection. And her project, a portion of proceeds go to support young women in athletics. So there's a lot of people out in the space that are purpose driven, that really understand what Web3 is about. And it's not about just the quick cash grab. So for me, my social currency here is to build great relationships with you guys, and to, when you guys have updates for me of what's going on, that, the advantage for me is the alpha ear. Like, I'm first to know, my channel's first to say it, like, breaking positive news is what I'm about. And then supporting away from the FUD of people and projects that I believe in. And that's what my mission really is in this space.
Beautiful. Definitely we'll be sharing it on, on our personal, on SBS. And thank you so much for, again, for having, and we have to, Rich, we have to like upgrade, man. Like, StreamYard too.
We look like a cartoon, a kindergarten cartoon compared.
No, I think this is, like, as you said, Boris, this is the Wild West. So this is a time when, you showed up today. Your resume speaks for itself, both of you, on Discord, on Twitter. And, I hate when people have a bazillion followers and they don't have people that are engaging with their content. It's kind of like falsified. You're the real deal, both of you. So I don't care if you came in your pajamas, for all I care. Doesn't matter.
Oh, well, actually, no, I'm just kidding. Hey, thank you so much for all the kind words and, having us, and definitely stoked to come back one day and drop some alpha. Have more to share.
And we have our own SBS show, just like you do. So we'll definitely love to have you on.
Yeah, that'd be a fun.
You let me know, gentlemen, and I'm there to continue to promote what you guys are doing, and I'd love to have what I'm doing promoted as well. So let's just, once this is all clipped, I think you guys are going to be highly impressed, and I think we put out a lot of really good value, which shows your credibility in the space and your knowledge of what's going on, and most importantly, this blue chip of SBS.
Thank you, guys. Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. We appreciate you. Appreciate you so much.
Have a great day, guys.
You too.
See you guys. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.